Hey, before we get into this video, I would like to send a big shout out to Randall. He's a good friend of mine on Instagram out in Arizona. He is the sole reason that I was able to get my hands on this shoe. They sold out way too fast in Japan. So a big shout out, thank you very much, appreciate it. And in a way, you made this video come to life. Thanks, brother. Peace. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for dropping by as usual. I know it's been a long time. It's always a long time between videos. But anyways, I was out for 2.5 months with a slip disc. And I finally went to the gym last night. And I finally played in the Puma Mb 2. So let's jump right into this. What was it like? Oh yeah, gotta say it. You know I always have to say it. This is not a performance review. I always love to share with you guys just what it's like to play in a shoe for the first time. That's all it is. Anyways, let's get right into this. So, lacing them up for the first time. You guys might know maybe why I bought the shoe in the first place. I have skinny feet, skinny ankles, noodle legs, and when I see a shoe that has 8 eyelets, that's a big bonus for me. So that's probably like the #1 reason why I bought it. Number 2, also, I had a great time playing in the MB01, and the only drawback for me on that shoe was just not enough cushioning in the front half of the shoe. So with the MB02, I guess they addressed it. So they have the nitrogen puck in the front and in the back. So yeah, so along with the 8 eyelets, I was like, oh, okay, so they added a little bit more cushioning in the front, so maybe this will be the ideal shoe for me. So, okay, so finally playing last night at the gym. I played 7 games right out of the bat, after being gone for 2.5 months. Each game was 7 minutes, so it was a perfect, like a first on court, the amount of games that I was able to put into it. Lacing up the shoes, it's straight up, there's nothing fancy there. You can feel a nice, lockdown, especially in the upper portion because of those extra eyelets. And once I started moving around, the squeak of the traction was, right off the bat, which I was expecting. So if there was something less than that, I would have been disappointed, just because of, I knew how tacky the traction was, as with the MB01. Anyways, throughout the night, the traction was amazing. Now, the gym was so cold. It was 4 degrees in there, and the court was, in a way, it was dry, and it was dusty. Some of my friends were slipping around and whatnot. So how did this fare on those conditions? I had to wipe at the beginning of every game, and that was it. I was good. I didn't have to wipe during the game. Now, because of those conditions, I wasn't stopping like immediately, but it wasn't something that I had to worry about at all. So I would imagine, come, warmer temperatures, summertime, etc., I know this thing is going to be amazing. So overall, by the end of the night, traction was fantastic. So the next thing is that cushioning, and this was a really hard one for me to kind of decipher. I'm dealing with coming back from 2.5 months. It's freezing in the gym, which does kind of affect things. So just for last night, I wasn't all that impressed with the cushioning. I'm fully aware that this shoe needs some time to break in, I've heard, and so I do expect it to get better and better, but it's tricky because you play actually, a good amount of like 40 minutes or so in it, and it's kind of like, eh. Whereas I have something like the Li-Ning All-Court 11, and I'm just wearing that in the house only, and I can feel the cushioning like crazy. Overall, at the end of the night, the cushioning was meh for me. However, on the plus side, the transition was flawless. I talk about transition quite a bit in my videos, I think. Transition is important to me. I don't know anyone who doesn't like, that nice smooth, heel to toe or toe to heel, whatever. And the transition was great. So that was a bit of a bonus for me. Now, the only other thing that I was really kind of focused on, I did put in my Instagram how you know, just standing on the hardwood floors in my house, how the shoe was quite wobbly. I mean, it's wobbly right here on the table, it's wobbly. And again, when I compare it to the All-Court 11, like, man, that thing is just like, boom, like you're not going anywhere. Now, of course, it's a difference in design, there's a difference in purpose, you know, the style of perhaps LaMelo and his input, you know, that style that he plays does need something rounded like Kyrie, etc., etc. However, when I laced them up and started playing and shooting and running up and down and moving left and right, it was not an issue at all. So I'm very, very pleased about that. I'm very happy. I'm relieved, and that's not going to be an issue, you know, going forward when I continue to play in them. So one thing that I was kind of not too stoked about was the upper. The upper definitely is going to need quite a bit more time to break in and get softened up. It didn't really, I don't know, maybe contour like a one-to-one fit with my foot. It was a little bit crumpled, like there's some crumpled zones and like some zones where it kind of just bags out kind of thing. And so I wasn't too stoked about that. It's tough to explain. Despite that, lockdown wasn't an issue. Like I didn't have to relace the shoe or anything like that, and I felt secure in the shoe. It just had some excess volume, I guess I could say. Now the other thing was, you know, when I look at this extra like reinforced toe cap, you know, aesthetically it's got the whole slime type of thing, and it's kind of like, it almost looks like a patent leather kind of thing. But inside, in that area way up front, it's actually quite hard. Now of course it's not a knit, you can't expect it to be soft and supple like a knit, but inside it's kind of hard, so it was not all that comfortable for my toes up there. Anyways, for first on court, yeah, I was hoping for better, but it is what it is. I will play in them down the line when it gets warmer. Next weekend I plan on playing in this here, the Leaning All-Court 11. So I'm very, very excited to play in these. Okay guys, thanks for joining. Thanks for hanging out and watching the video. If you've got any questions about the MB02, or if there's anything specific that you want me to address in the next video for the All-Court 11, let me know in the comment section. It'd be awesome to hear from you. And in the meantime, take care everybody. Peace.